Okay, 1983 Ford F100. The last year of the F100. 84, Ford would go on to make the F150, the base or lowest model. So the paint is not good. It's not bad. There's no rust on it. It's just ugly. It's good patina, but it needs to be sanded and clear coated. I'm not going to do it. It's like lichen buildup. L-I-C-H-E-N. See that? This truck has low miles and I resurrected it. How? Well, here's a brand new fuel tank. There's a brand new fuel tank. But there's literally no rust anywhere. So, I mean, there's surface rust. That's just surface patina. But there's no rot. Normally these are all just Swiss cheese, you know? It's got a class 3 hitch. Even the bed underneath, I gotta get a screw for that to hold that down. So the original silver color. Again, this would normally be all eaten up with rust, with cancer, but it's actually a real solid truck. See how? But normally these would just be absolutely just completely destroyed. So I lied. You got to keep on top of these things. Okay, so here's the whiskey dent. It's not terrible. It could probably be banged out. But you can see they whoopsied into something or somebody hit them. Again, I'm the second owner. The person that owned this car, I'm the second owner of the 1976 Ford Elite. I have the original title to that too. Yeah, so like the valence. It's really, everything's solid. So I'm gonna fire it up. Let's pop the hood on this bad boy. So the door cards are fine. They're like, you can buy these in restoration catalogs, just the plastic panels. I don't know what they call. It's probably $49 to $69 each, just guessing. I just leave the key. Aluminum keys, which I think is... dash pad is I had a phone mount there and it was kind of brittle. I should have put it like right here where it's more firm, but that's where... Probably should have put it right there. So my phone mount popped off, my magnet, but everything's here. Let's pop the old hood. 65T battery. Okay, what did I do to this? Well, let's see. I put a alternate, so this is the DuraSpark, aka Never Spark. This is the factory DuraSpark is bad, so I've got a replacement one in there. They're 20 bucks on Amazon. That's your ignition module, okay? Okay, so this is the throttle mount, and I had to cut it and bend it because I went from the factory 2-barrel carb intake to a 4-barrel aluminum, and I don't have the exact matching throttle linkage. I need to bend this even more. I'll bend this, straighten it out a little bit. This needs to come this way, so I don't have it perfectly tightened down. But I have a bracket kit. I have the original air cleaner. If you want it, I have the original intake. If somebody wants it, maybe if I get asking price, I'll throw in all the extra goodies. There's a Holley Street Warrior 600 CFM carb on there. I redid the spark plugs, I think in 2024 or 2025. I just changed the oil 2 days ago, July 9th. I always write them the date and the miles. New master cylinder. The hoses, we did this in late 2024. I don't know if you can see that. There we go. So new brake line hoses. Can't remember if we did the calipers and the brakes. I think it had new brakes late 2024. My buddy who owned it died I don't remember exactly, but we did it. Here's the other side, brand new brake hose. So new fuel pump, new aluminum intake, carb, air cleaner, new fuel pump. That was fall of 2025, the fuel pump. What else? I'm trying to think. So this is the smog pump. It's just sitting here. This is even seized up. This has been out of the truck for a while, but rather than capping the exhaust, so this is an air injector. I just put the plug back on here and it just sits. Otherwise it makes the exhaust sound like it has a tick, tick, tick. AC compressor, I've applied 12 volts to it and it doesn't click in. That's a shame because it would be nice if we could get this going. Yeah, so I know it spins because I've driven. What else am I thinking of? Automatic trans kick down. You might need to adjust this a little bit. So when you mash the gas, this is in addition to the carb. So when you mash the gas, that drops that lever and it'll downshift the truck. Trying trying to think of what. It decided to start raining on me. Anyways, I wanted to pull up this to show you. This is a very solid bed. It's got patina, right? And it's got some whiskey dents right here on the passenger side. So a little bit of whoopsie-doo here, but otherwise it's solid. There's like, normally this is just Swiss cheese, right? This is like very solid truck. So yeah, I wanted to pull that up to show. Let me show this too. Oh, the rain's gonna get me. See, just, it's not rotted. All the edges are really good. I don't know if you can see that, but there's no, it's just a very solid bed. Yeah, it's a shame it's a long bed. I actually like long beds. I think a long bed lowered 3 or 4 inches, like just slammed, is the way to go. This could be a blank canvas for an awesome street rod truck. Long bed is going to be the new short bed because short beds are all bought up, but I'm going to be the long bed trendsetter. So anyways, I did want to show that. It is pouring rain. Let me get this. So yeah, this is, oh, spider eggs. Yeah. Anyways, this is very solid. Normally, like these beds, I mean, it's very solid. It's not floppy. Normally these are just Swiss cheese, you know. There's a little bit of filler there because I guess this got dinged. I don't know why, but there is a little bit of filler there, but it's not due to rot. I think it just has to do with this whoopsie doodle here, which could be banged out. Anyways, again, the cab corners are all good. So normally these rockers and cab corners are just, again, Swiss cheese. And I never lifted the seat and showed the back in the pictures. So you only get 20 pictures. So let me do that right now. Oh man, I'm embarrassed about how dirty. I love keeping my vehicles clean. And I should have vacuumed back here, but I didn't. Look at how nice the metal is. There's a plastic bag under here with some rain vision. Don't know what that is. But it's a storage area. AR-15 needs to go back here on a rack, you know. Nice little storage area there, but it's all just clean, basic, sweet. Let's look at I want to show you the original. Yes, I had to start leaving this open because mice started getting in there and started to eat the papers, right? So I started just leaving it parked with this open because it's not in a climate controlled garage. I've got the original title. Well, I guess it's in my safe. I thought it was in here. Oh, here's old registrations. I am the second registered owner. So, Mr. Fox had it before me. He was the, these are last 2 registrations in my name. Yeah, I am the second owner. Well, normally, so the glove boxes are cardboard, right? Normally they're chewed out by mice. Now they did start getting into the papers a little bit. I think this came off my Elite right there. I don't remember. That looks like an alternator positive cap. Okay. Got the 1983 owner's manual. 6 quarts of oil. Alright, we are going to close everything up and take a ride. So it's funny that old vehicles didn't come with cup holders. It was like you had to do your own cup holder thing. Man, this to me is filthy, but check this out. So I've got this little sweeper. So when it gets like this, I just take that whisk. Anyways, it's not rotted. This would be an awesome base. Most of these are just completely destroyed Swiss cheese. This would be awesome. I have a 460 in the garage, and that would be cool if I did a 460 and manual transmission, a TKO of some sorts, a Tremec. Anyways, probably the worst on the interior is the splits in the cab. You can buy these pads. They're a little expensive, but you can buy replacement pads, as are like these door cards. I think they're like 50, 60 bucks each. Maybe for the pair. I don't know. I've got a restoration catalog, but They're super simple. This truck will outlive a 2026 truck. It absolutely will. Okay, you just got to give it a little Ooga Dooga F100. Got a nice antenna. Beautiful patina with paint just a flaking away. Let's go for a ride. All right, let's straight bumper, and the rear bumper is that heavy duty steel, and again the rock valence is nice. This isn't all busted up. I mean, it's not, you could take the time and tape it and spray paint, like, you know, spray paint that black, but it just adds to the patina, you know. But all the pieces here, it's not all beat up. Again, new master. Let's go take it for a ride, and then let me close this. I might have windshield wipers that I could replace real quick. This could stand to be sanded and then clear coated, because it's just rough, you know, rough texture. But it's not rotted, and it's not Swiss cheese, you know. Pine needles. Yeah, she needs a bath. Let me close this. The rear tailgate is heavy. It's not like modern trucks. Yeah, there's the sliding hitch and the big heavy duty bumper. Could probably use some shocks, not gonna lie. NGL, you know what I mean? But all right, let's go take her for a spin. Let's go take for a spin in the cockpit. All right, I was holding the all right, she's live. It is cold. The vents work. And the best AC is actually, this will blow right onto your, right up your shorts, kind of. So it really helps with the, let's see how bad these wipers are. I need to clean that sprayer out. It started spraying out of it, and then it didn't. It is spraying. I just need to get some liquid through it. Oh yeah, it's spraying, but okay, so here we are. She's idling. Now, this could have gone over to 144,053. It's possible, okay? But I think it's original miles because of my 76 Ford Elite. The guy that owned it, the elderly gentleman, he owned them both. And so I believe this is legitimately only 44,000 original miles. Even if it jumped, it'd be 144,000 miles, which is still relatively low for a Ford 302, especially of this vintage, you know. So let me put I need to spray the window. Let me pull in and clean this window off. The lights work, the hazards work, this running light is working. I just checked the rear tail lights. It's semi-flashing. It seems like the right side, this is on. This one's flashing much brighter. That one is, but not nearly as bright, so might have to go jiggle some wires. Spider web. I'm gonna wash this real quick. The hose doesn't reach that far. I just washed the sides and the windshield and back glass. wipers suck. So the kickdown lever needs to be adjusted. The throttle cable, I have a kit to redo the throttle cable. In the meantime, I cut the original bracket because it went from a 2-barrel to a 4-barrel carb, and it moved the location of the throttle lever. So I cut the bracket and bent it to where it should be relatively, and it's not ideal because it should be done. It should be redone with the kit, but this does work fine, and the truck does run and drive fine. And the AC works great. These wind wings, I'll tell you what, how much air they scoop in is real good. Floor switch, I love the floor dimmer right there. I don't know if you can even see that. There we go. High beam, low beam. It's a stripped down base model truck. Low options, which is good. I wish it had a manual transmission, but it doesn't. I think this was the last year of the 3 on the tree as well. I think. Might have been 81 or 82, but I think 83 was the last year with the F100. The last year you could get a manual column shift. Let's turn these wipers on. The blades are terrible. They work, but this one's not squeegeeing so well. All right, so I'm going to turn around at the church. I'll probably get out and take a photo. Park and show you around the old girl with the lights on. Just rinsed her down a lot. Rinsed a lot of this crap out. Pine trees, but it's in really solid shape. It's got some scum from sitting under the mat, but it's really, really, really solid bed. This light works. It's a little dimmer than this light, sadly. But we've got the Class 3 hitch. Nice, solid bumper works. Could probably use some shocks. There's the whiskey dent. A little bit of a, I don't know if you can see that. A little bit right there. Could probably be hammered out. A competent, I think a beginner could probably plunger that out. Yeah, the running lights work. It'll sit and idle for hours. It doesn't overheat. No issues. This is base model, but I think it would be, if it could be lowered 3 or 4 inches, right? And I've got a 460 in the garage. Manual transmission lowered, you know, I think that would be really cool. So again, no rot. It's all solid. Even this lip, I can take my hand and go around the lip. Okay, like, because it's dirty, but it's not Swiss cheese up under there, which I love. It's nice and clean. All right, it's time to go home and make a video. Let me put the vent on. Now it is an AC equipped truck, but the clutch won't kick on when you apply power to the clutch. So could just be the clutch. Might need a compressor, probably, you know. Could probably rebuild it. All right, let's get out of here. Let me put the seatbelt on. So this truck has been idling for about the past 45 minutes or so. No issues, no overheating, nothing. There's the kickdown lever. Needs adjustment. So now the C5 transmission, the difference between the C5 and the C4, same overall transmission. The valve body's different, and the C5 has a torque converter lockup. So that when you're on the highway, it locks the torque converter and you get direct drive. And it's a economy thing, makes it better miles per gallon. But there is genuinely such a thing called the C5. So it might be an oddball thing, like, oh, there's only a C4 and a C6 and an AOD 4R100, you know, in the E4 OD, 0D, E40D. But there is a C5. I'm rambling. So this 302 only had like, I don't even think it was 170 horsepower. I think it was like 140 horsepower. I really think it was that low. This is just coming out of the malaise era, the 70s smog era, and then getting into performance coming back in the early 80s. So all-time low I think was like 78 or 79, where you had like 7.8 to 1 compression ratios, you know, something as ridiculous as that on your 351Ms. I think it was 7.8 to 1 compression. 7.5 to 1, I think, maybe. Yeah, so anyways, this is, she runs, she drives, she idles, she stops, she goes forward, she goes in reverse, she shifts, she blows, she sucks. Nah, it's a good little truck, and you know, you could probably spend a fortune like redoing the pads, redoing all the rubber trim and everything, but this is legit a 44,000 mile original. And sadly, like, she sat in a undercover shed, not in a field, but you know, the sun obviously did a number on the paint and stuff, but it has cool patina, you know? It does have cool patina. Alright, it's pouring rain, so I'm going to post this video, and hopefully somebody comes and buys it. Oh, I'd rather sell that Chevy truck, honestly, not the green one, but I'd rather sell the blue Chevy 93,000 original miles rather than this. Well, my phone's dying. I'll see you guys later.